What's up everybody? Welcome back to Veganuary recipe number 3. Today we are making a vegan maple cheesecake. I'm hungry, let's get started. So the very first thing that you want to do is to first soak your raw cashews. In a bowl or a container that can take the heat, add your cashews and boiling water and allow the cashews to sit in that water for about an hour. Drain the cashews and set them aside. So we're gonna start with the crust. It is beautiful. We've got our almond flour, we've got our oats, our coconut sugar, coconut oil, and just a little dash of salt. And it's all gonna go into my blender. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm actually gonna use a spoon because I don't feel like making a mess. For the first time in forever, don't feel like making a mess today. In go the oats, in goes the almond flour. I'm gonna add the coconut sugar and a little pinch of salt. I'm gonna blend this just for a couple of seconds. And we are looking good. So what I'm going to do now is gradually add in the coconut oil. Just add in a little bit at a time. So there's about 4 to 5 tablespoons of coconut oil that I'm using. That should be all you need. Oh, that's looking good. So something that I saw online, I was like, oh, this is a really cool concept, is to bake your cheesecake in a bread pan. I was like, oh, okay. I'm just going to put our crust into the pan, use my spoon to smooth it out. Oh, this smells so good. Oh, and make sure that you've greased and lined your bread pan as well, because you want to make sure you've got easy access to the cheesecake once it's cooled down. All you do is you just pull it out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. I am liking the look of that. All right, my crust is ready. It is going to go into my preheated oven at 325 degrees, and it's gonna go in there for about 20 minutes, but keep an eye on it because once the edges start to get a little brown, you're good to go. It doesn't have to be in the full 20 minutes if that's where you're at. Let's do this. The crust is currently cooling and I've left the oven on because it's gonna stay at that temperature. And now we're gonna make the actual cheesecake part. So I have here my vegan cheese, cream cheese. This is from Violife. I used it before in another recipe, the actual cheese, like shredded cheese. Vegan burritos, so good. You guys need to check that recipe out. So I'll leave that right up there so you can check that out. In goes our recently bathed cashews, recently soaked. Why couldn't I think of the word soaked? On a roll today. To this, I am going to add in cornstarch, lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of vanilla paste. I love vanilla paste. Cool. Some coconut oil, and finally, the maple syrup. Let's mix this up and get going. As soon as I can work. If it looks a little chunky, go ahead and blend it some more. Don't be afraid. Just get it nice and smooth. Okay, so this is going to go over the crust and it's gonna go into the oven for about 50 minutes to an hour. Like I said, at 325 degrees. Do make sure that there's a little bit of a jiggle. It's not going to be totally set and firm when you pull it out of the oven. Then you're gonna let it rest for 10 minutes, and after that, put it into the fridge. Soft, creamy, full of amazing maple flavor. I really hope you give this recipe a try because, oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites. One of my new favorites, I have to admit. And don't forget, if you want to see the recipe where I use the Violife cheese, it will be right here. This one, it'll be this one. See you in the next video. Bye.